on Roku Channel 4100.
For those of you who just watched the Braves beat the Orioles 3-2 in extras, we welcome you to Canton, Ohio for Week 4 of the USFL and the New Orleans Breakers and the New Jersey Generals. I'm Paul Burmeister, joined by Mike Robinson in the booth. Corey Robinson on the sidelines, on the field. Those are the two best teams in the USFL through 3 weeks. New Orleans in the white jerseys. They haven't lost all season, with only one loss. That's how we find New Jersey. Wes Hills finds the end zone, his 7th touchdown of the season, and the Breakers have an early 6-0 lead.
This Breakers offense is efficient, it is explosive, and they can almost run the football whenever they want to. You're just going to see the guard pull here and wrap around the outside and just out-leverage the defense. Wes Hills puts his arm out. There's not too many touchdowns that are going to be this easy for a running back as he walks into the end zone. It's a great job. It's a great drive by the New Orleans Breakers.
You've led plenty of offenses on a Thursday or Friday practice when it's supposed to be easy, and you wonder, is it really going to be this easy in the game? And Wes Hills, untouched, a little jog into the end zone, the USFL Player of the Week. After piling up over 300 yards in each of the last 2 games, gets a little rest after his day gets off to a good start. So I made mention of it. Look at what he has done. That's just 2 games. He didn't play in week 1.
Wow.
Over 300 yards. Now his 7th touchdown. You just saw our Corey Robinson sit down next to Wes. Hey, Corey, take it away.
Thank you, Paul. Hey, Wes, I see you coach up the guys. What came together that first drive? I mean, what a start to this game.
You know, the whole plan coming out here was to execute, play our game, and we know we'll be successful. As you can see, we got a lot of dogs out here, man. So as long as we stay to our game plan, as long as we continue to grind, do our jobs, you'll see a lot more of that today.
It seems like every time you get on the field, good things happen. What did you see on that play?
I saw my pulling guard, Paul. Block 2, had a walk-in touchdown. Don't get no better than that, man. We got the best line in the league for sure, hands down, and we're going to keep showing that.
Thank you, Wes. Best of luck to you. Paul?
Corey, Wes, thank you very much. Mike, we had a great conversation with him during the week. He's bounced around the NFL a little bit with the Lions and Cardinals, spent the last couple of years in the Canadian League, said this is the best professional opportunity, most fair opportunity he's had. This is Christian Tutt out across the 35 and brought down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Wes Hills, he is, again, a throwback running back. Glad he's finding some success.
Quarterback for New Jersey, DeAndre Johnson. He was part of the Generals' success last season. He actually started 4 games, but he shared the job with Luis Perez, eventually ended up sitting more than playing. And the difference for him this year, he's not wondering if he's going to play the next series or if he's going to play the game coming up next week. He is the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future here for the Generals.
Yeah, and when you have another quarterback that you know will possibly come into the football game, whenever you make a mistake, you're looking over your shoulder, you're just wondering, will that be my last play? Not this year for DeAndre Johnson.
Right to the air, setting up, looking back, fires, wide open tight end at the 40-yard line. Inside of Breakers territory is Braden Bowman. And DeAndre Johnson starts out on the money.
Braden Bowman, you see him right here. He's just gonna do a little sail route with a clearing route on the outside. And you see DeAndre Johnson gets a small play fake and has a huge throwing window to make that explosive pass play. Mike Riley told me a few weeks ago, Braden Bowman, he's a guy we game plan to get the football in his hands.
Gain at 26. Now they go up the middle. And Darius Victor lost control of the ball, put it down on the ground, and the Breakers come up with it. Darius Victor never got the handoff from DeAndre Johnson and Shahid Salman. The linebacker, they're playing an extra linebacker today because New Jersey runs the ball more than any team in the league. Salman comes up with the play. New Orleans already up by 7. We'll have the offense back on the field after this. Breakers quarterback McLeod Bethel-Thompson starts this day 2 for 2. His team up 7-0. And the 34-year-old was the only quarterback in the USFL to throw for over 300 yards back in week 1. And Mike Robb, that was a sign. Right now he leads the USFL in passing yards through 3 weeks, just like he led the CFL in passing last year when he also led Toronto to the Grey Cup title.
Paul, this guy, when he sees a guy open, he's decisive. He goes through his reads very quickly. He deciphers the defense very quickly. And when you look at this offense, guys seem to play harder, knowing that this guy's behind the center, knowing that if they're open, he's going to find it.
Wes Hills, the tailback, Offensive Player of the Week in the USFL, and right on the hands of Sage Surratt. Rare drop. Mike, he leads the USFL in receptions and yards, but couldn't come up with that one. Let's take a look at the Progressive starting lineups. And the Breakers, #1 in points, #1 in yards offense. They are absolutely loaded. Sage Surratt, now he just dropped that one, but as I mentioned, more catches, more yards than any pass catcher in the USFL. And Wes Hills, even though he didn't play in week 1, leads this league in rushing. He also has 1 touchdown today. He just motioned out wide to the right, empty backfield for Bethel Thompson. Nice pocket, quick release, right back to Surratt, and what a hit! At the 37-yard line, he is laid out by safety Shalom Luani.
Shalom Luani, he is the playmaker on the back end for this New Jersey Generals defense. Just a little crossing route by Sage Surratt. And then you see Luani come up with some action right there with the big hit. He does a great job of keeping his helmet out of it, hits with his shoulder. That is a way to play type of a tackle right there.
Now, this type of situation has been owned by the Breakers so far, at least in April. #1 in the USFL in converting third downs. Early movement. We'll see if 3rd and 7 turns into 3rd down and 2.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
3rd and 7, Mike, is on the edge of manageable.
Yep.
3rd and 2 is ideal.
Very much ideal. And again, it goes back to that experience for McLeod Bethel Thompson. Just changing up the cadence a little bit, right? Giving some voice inflection, understanding the game situation, and getting the penalty.
Set. Yeah, we're good. Woody! What's up?
3rd and 2 to the air, quickly out of his hand, and quickly another 1st down for the Breakers. Diving forward is Lee Morris. Goes down to get it and keep the chains moving.
Lee Morris, an explosive catch. You're just going to see him do a little underneath route right there and come back. Just a little bit of a pick route to get him open to get the 1st down. It's big-time play calling by Coach John DeFilippo.
Only had 2 catches last week. They both went for touchdowns. New Orleans just inside of New Jersey territory. This is their 2nd possession. Wes Hills, patience and not much there off the right side. And Mike Robb, as we talked about how well New Orleans has been moving the ball on the ground, #1 defense in the league when it comes to points and yards, that's New Jersey.
And led by the guy who was just in on that tackle, Chris Orr right there. He plays behind Big Toby Johnson, who was all USFL last season, and a mountain of a man to move. When you're playing behind a guy like that, there's going to be a lot of gaps you can shoot to make the tackle in the backfield.
A lot of size, a lot of previous NFL experience up front for New Jersey. Right back to the air. Far sideline contact and no flag. Look for the timing out route to Lee Morris. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Oh no, let's make sure Christian Tutt didn't get a little too handsy right here. Just a little out route. A little tug on the back hip. But I think that was a little bit more of some incidental contact and feet just getting tangled.
So in moving out to a 3-0 record, again, only team in the USFL without a loss and leading the league in points, 3rd down has been terrific for New Orleans. 54%, #1 in the league. Take a shot here, Surratt to the 40, and he'll be about a yard short. Late flag came raining in from deep in the defensive backfield.
Offensive pass interference right there. Top of the route, Sage Surratt kind of extended his arm, created the separation. The referees got him on that one.
Pass interference. Offense number 13. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
And when you look at the top of the route, you're going to see Sage right here. Just extend the arm. Can't do that, especially when you're in the middle of the field and referees are sitting right there watching out for that. It's going to be a penalty every time, Paul.
A couple of offensive guys up here in the booth. I don't know, Mike.
You know, it is pass interference, Paul. Okay, let's be honest. He extended right there.
Ted Cottrell, defensive coordinator for the Generals. You recognize him from his long tenure in the National Football League. Was a coordinator in the NFL from '98 through '08. Got the call to lead the Generals just 10 days before camp started. See if they dial up on 3rd down and 19. Ethel Thompson in trouble. With work to do is Hills, now inside of New Jersey territory, leaps out of bounds. He got a little bit of it back. Nico Dotson, the corner, was there. Another late flag comes out. And, Mike, that came out about 3 seconds after the play was over.
Yeah, could be some taunting, could be some things that were said after the play, but Wes Hills showing his explosion. You may think he's going to run you over. But Wes Hills is showing people he'll go over the top as well.
Play, unsportsmanlike conduct. New Orleans number 31, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Lost it down as well for that little flip.
Yeah, Mike Pereira told us earlier this week that the league is kind of starting to crack down on the personal foul, the taunting penalties after the play. Kind of starting to get a little bit out of hand. I think that was a tone setter that the referees are kind of trying to tell the players, not going to have that today.
So John DeFilippo shaking his head right now with the way that drive ended. Wes Hills saying that's on me. Damn it. They scored a touchdown on the first drive, and they'll punt it away here on their second. Matthew White from his own 25. Cam Eccles-Looper, wide receiver for the Generals. Fair catch. Called for on the 18-yard line. Generals were moving the first time they had it, but turned it over via the fumble. Their second possession coming up right after the break. So if you've asked yourself, how is New Jersey hosting a game in Canton, Ohio in the USFL? Here's how it happened. So first of all, 4 teams in the north, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and New Jersey. They're along with the 4 teams in the south. The new team is Memphis. They were Tampa Bay last year, and they joined Birmingham, New Orleans, and Houston. A year ago, Birmingham was the only hub. All the games were played there. Here in year 2 of the relaunch, there are 4 different hub cities. 2 teams call each one of those hubs home. In Canton, it's Pittsburgh, and it's New Jersey, so that's how the Generals are hosting the Breakers here, and more expansion going on to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We are literally connected to the hall here in Canton, Ohio at Tom Benson Field. And I went as a kid, I went in college. It was awesome then, and it has gotten so much better, been enhanced, been expanded. If you have a chance, you like football, it is a sure treat. Darius Victor. We saw that so much last year, Mike, with those thick thighs, rolling for a first down there on first down in a gain of 13.
Thick thighs, thunder thighs, whatever you want to call it. Darius Vito, they call him Vito Victor, does a really good job of getting his shoulder square, giving him a 3-way cut. When he finds the hole, he explodes through it. He's going to run through all arm tackles. That's why that guy was the 2022 USFL Offensive Player of the Year.
3-way cut. That's got to be best case scenario. Yeah. You hit that line of scrimmage. Play action this time. Quickly out of his hands. Good defense there. Ball knocked away on the 40-yard line. Looked for the quick slant to Alonzo Moore, but it was broken up.
Neville Clark, what a great job of meeting the ball at the receiver. Maybe got there, maybe just a tick early, but hey, who's calling that? But at the end of the day, really big-time breakup by Mr. Clark.
And what a bonus for Mike Riley, the head coach, who also calls the play for New Jersey. They have 2 of the top 3 rushers in the league last year, and they are both back. Fake to one of them, Victor. Johnson in trouble. Turns the corner, finds open space, and slides out near the sticks. He'll be a yard short. But there's the dual threat of DeAndre Johnson for a gain of 9.
This is what DeAndre Johnson gives to you. You're going to get pressure off the edge, and you're going to see DeAndre escape to the right. And again, this is just a little bootleg, some bootleg action, showing the sameness and likeness of the read option plays. And if it wasn't for the movement and scrambling ability of DeAndre Johnson, this would have been a 7-yard loss. But instead, you get a 7-yard gain, 9-yard gain. And now you have a manageable 3rd down for this offense.
I'd say a 3rd down right in the wheelhouse in New Jersey. Top team rushing in the league, 3rd and 1. Johnson lost one, complete at the 40, but that's not enough for a first down. Darius Victor with the catch, but Vontae Diggs, the outside linebacker, was there right away. Loss of 1.
Yeah, Vontae Diggs, this guy can move. You see him right here staying at home and being able to not only make the tackle, but defend against the pass as well and stop Vito a little bit short of the first down. But that's one of the concerns that Coach Riley had with this offense. They're not great at straight dropping back. They have to move the pocket. They got to get better in that aspect. They want to do better.
I think the Breakers heard about the New Jersey defense being #1 in the league. Pretty punt there. Flag comes in. It bounces back to the 10. Nice job by Brock Miller with a high spiral and brought it back. And we will check in to see about the penalty flag that's lying on the 21-yard line. Breakers scored on their first possession. Wes Hills with his 7th touchdown in the last 3 weeks. Extra point made it 7-0. And that's where we are inside of 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
No decision on the hay.
Let's go now.
It's going to be 10 yards back.
Okay,
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 3. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. It's first down, New Orleans. Timeout.
Called against cornerback Adonis Alexander. Long way to go for John DeFilippo for his next touchdown. We're back after this. Love those images there. 2 of the best running backs in the history of the USFL. Herschel Walker taking it the distance. We also saw Marcus Dupree, and we have excellent running backs on display here as well. On the left, Wes Hills, #1 in the USFL rushing yards. Darius Victor on the right. He was the USFL Offensive Player of the Year last year. He's not too far behind Hills this year. And get used to those names here this afternoon in camp.
Absolutely. Both of those guys stalwarts for their offenses.
Wes Hills 5 carries already. Bethel Thompson from his own end zone, hands off. Jersey defense is there right away. He did get just across the stripe, but not by much.
Toby Johnson is probably one of the largest human beings that I have ever seen. He cannot be moved in the run game. You see him, how he just squeezes off the hole right there and allows Chris Orr to come through and make the tackle at the 1-inch yard line. Got a big guy like that taking on double teams, requiring 2 or 3 people to block him.
Tried to run again. A little bit more room that time, Mike. Good finish by Wes Hills out to the 8-yard line. So thrown for a little loss the first time. They try again. They get a little bit of cushion now to bring up 3rd down and 3.
That's a good run by Wes Hills right there. You're standing in your end zone. You understand you have to knock the ball off your own end zone to even give yourself a shot to flip the field position. He put his head down on an inside zone,
200 Jet Panther,
ran tough, ran through arm tackles, got some yards.
200 Jet Panther, X-Team go.
Talked to John DeFilippo. We just saw him calling the plays there this week. I said, what's one thing you have to keep in mind when calling plays against this defense? He said their defensive line is the best in the league, and they'll be tough to block. Quickly out of his hands, Surratt breaks a tackle, first down. Well, he made that play initially by shaking the tackle and making it out to the 20-yard line. Shalom Luani. And that's a gain of 12.
That's a big gain of 12. But again, McLeod Bethel Thompson being very deliberate, very decisive, throwing the ball out there to the flat and allowing Sage Surratt to do some work with the ball in his hands and get some yards after catch.
Out there, right there, to the left edge,
John DeFilippo thinking about a slant. Meanwhile, the top receiver in the league, Sage Surratt, already with 4 catches. Play action. Pulls the trigger. Picked off. Only the 2nd interception thrown by McLeod Bethel Thompson. Late flag comes in, but that's Shalom Luani with the interception that would set up the offense in excellent position.
That's a big-time play by big-time safety and Shalom Luani right there. You're going to see him right here, and he's going to cut this play off and get in front of the receiver.
After the interception,
and you see the deep drag, and he just goes for it.
Unnecessary roughness against the intercepting team, number 93. That play is under further review.
Again, got a little personal foul, but Shalom Luani stepping in front of the receiver, taking the ball away for the New Orleans Breakers.
All personal foul penalties are reviewable by Mike Pereira, the director of officiating in the USFL back in Los Angeles.
Can't have those penalties, especially when you're trying to still score points. You're trying to put your offense in the best situation possible.
First down.
McLeod Bethel-Thompson, after throwing just his second interception of the season, on the bench there talking to his backup quarterback Davis Cheek. So it's one apiece in the turnover game so far. Darius Victor fumbled to end the first drive of the Generals, and Bethel-Thompson just threw it to the Generals, so they set up shop just inside of Breakers territory. Trey Williams now the tailback. Play action to him. Quickly to the right side. And his wide receiver fell down there.
Yeah, I think the New Jersey Generals got lucky on that play right there. You see Randy Satterfield slipped on the out route. And you got the cornerback right there. Neville Clark almost got an interception if he could have got his head around and got his hands ready to make the catch.
Now, most of the time when Johnson throws, he'll do so outside of the pocket. 15 passes last week, 10 of them came on bootlegs or rollouts. Sets up the screen. Williams, big hit when he got the ball. Did he catch it? He thinks he did. He picked up the fumble, dancing around out to the 46-yard line. Neville Clark made the play, and Neville Clark remains on the field on the 50-yard line. Would be a loss of 3.
Timeout for an injury
Neville
to a
Clark
defensive player.
Is okay. He's probably the New Orleans Breakers' best man coverage corner. See him get right there and try to make the hit. Didn't quite wrap up. Hope he's okay.
He got up right away, Mike, and wiped off, that is, Neville Clark. John Tenuta, defensive coordinator, said to me basically the same thing you said. He said last year he was our second best corner. After a little attrition, he is our best corner this year. We'll see if he makes it back.
Willing tackler, as you can see on that play right there. Does a great job of finding the football when it's in the air to be a cornerback. And it's physical. What you like.
3rd down, 13. 4-man rush. Good pocket. Over the middle, complete to the 38-yard line, but needed to get to the 33. That's Cam Eccles-Looper. And he'll be 4 yards short of the first down. Decision time now for Mike Riley.
Little decision time. You would think that this New Jersey Generals offense, being able to run the football like they are, and in a 4th and short, they possibly go for it. Looks like the punt team is running out on the field.
Well, he was thinking about it.
Yeah, you can tell he was. Because, Paul, you just don't get this field position often, and so when you have it, you want to take full advantage of it. But he decided to play the field position game and punt him deep.
Brock Miller, high end over end punt. See if he can pin him deep. Lands on the 7, and that is perfectly played. Well done down inside the 1-yard line by wide receiver Alonzo Moore. Pod's biggest sale of the year is now extended. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until May 9th, and see why Pods has been trusted with our 6 million moves nationwide. Save up to 30% now until May 9th. Visit pods.com today.
Way to go, Brock.
So this is the second drive in a row where McLeod Bethel-Thompson has jogged out and set up the huddle to start the drive, standing in his own end zone. The last one just ended with his second pick of the season. And we'll see where this one goes now. Just 12 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Paul, when you're on your 1-yard line, it very much limits the plays that could be called right here.
Penalty marker came out right as Wes Hills got the football.
That might be a hold in the end zone.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna treat Vegas. Hey, I'm gonna go back to Vegas and a sermon rather than just watch that. I got a game plan for this.
Referee's trying to sort it out.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 13 was covered up. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is 2nd down.
Referee this afternoon is Adam Savoie. He has been active so far here in this first quarter.
35 Charlie. Twins right, 35 Charlie. Hey, you got the quarter. You got the quarter.
Ted Cottrell, defensive coordinator, longtime NFL assistant on the sideline for the Generals. That'll bring the first quarter to a close. New Orleans, #1 team in the USFL, the only team without a loss, and leading their division, New Jersey, on a 2-game winning streak, just underway here in Canton. Wes Hills, the USFL Player of the Week, has the 1 touchdown. The Breakers lead by 7. It has been a while, actually 12 years to be exact, since McLeod Bethel Thompson played quarterback in college at Sacramento State. Since, this is what he has done. Mike Robbie told me a couple weeks ago, he said it's half stubborn, half insane, the fact that I'm still doing this after all I've been through. But he spent 6 years chasing the National Football League dream within 5 different organizations. And most of the last half dozen years, he's been in the Canadian Football League, playing with a lot of success, the leading passer in that league each of the last 2 years.
Absolutely. And to have that much football in your background and to be able to come to the USFL and still be coachable, that is a positive attribute that every coach wants their quarterback to have.
Trying to get a little room there. The quick hitter to Jay Adams gets out across the 5-yard line. And thinking more about his experience, right before the season started, Mike, I talked to their general manager, Ryan Jones, first-time general manager. He said our head coach, John DeFilippo, first-time head coach. He said we can't be brand new at general manager, head coach, and quarterback. We have to get a veteran. He's the one they targeted, and they got him right away.
Yeah, and one thing that impressed me in our conversations with McLeod Bethel Thompson earlier this week was the fact that he said he didn't win a championship until he became a champion individually, internally.
Sets up the screen. New Jersey's defense is there right away. Shalom Luani already with an interception, had that screen sniffed out right away to bring up 4th down.
Shalom Luani is having a day. This guy is all over the field, already has an interception. They're in a dime package, so he's at the linebacker level. And just playing man coverage on the running back. And when he gets there physically, and he makes you go the other way. That's a huge play by the New Jersey Generals defense.
No surprise, I know this is the #1 offense in the league, but it's also the top defense in terms of points and yards. Taking advantage of their own special teams, pinning the Breakers down to the 1. Matthew White from his own end zone. Cam Ackles-Looper inside of New Orleans territory. Little hesitation and a spin, doesn't work out. And he goes down at the 48-yard line. Football on the field here at Tom Benson Field, but right next door, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. If you haven't been there and you love football, you need to get inside. It is wonderful. Back to Canton right after this. With New Jersey on offense, let's take a look at the progressive starting lineups. Looking at the Generals offense, and they love what they have up front, Mike Robb. They only get to dress 6, but 4 of those players were on this team last year. Isaiah Battle, former draft pick of the Rams. He wasn't here last year, but he is the highest performer so far. They're happy to have him back at left tackle after he missed last week with an injury.
Absolutely. When you team him up with Robert Myers, big number 70, they get on those double teams. They move people.
Top rushing team in the league, as you can see right there. Darius Victor, Offensive Player of the Year last year in the USFL. Right up the middle, a blue-collar set of yards. 5 of them brought down by Greg Eisworth, the top tackler for New Orleans.
And when you're looking at Darius Victor, this guy just runs so well behind his pads. He runs through arm tackles. I mean, Jared Fernandez, who's probably the top tackler for the New Orleans Breakers, had him right there in the hole. Darius Victor shrugs him off, runs right through the tackle, gains another 3 yards.
Go right back to him, met at the line of scrimmage and dropped at the 45. Keontae Shad.
Keontae Shad. This guy is very active, been very active thus far in this USFL season. But you see him right there, right, just active in the middle of this Breakers defense. Sheds a blocker who's holding him a little bit, turns around, makes the tackle. Yeah, young man, let him know you were there. I like it.
Loss of 1, and normally they like DeAndre Johnson to go on the play action, but now 3rd and 5. Little drop back pass. Looking left, in trouble. Evades that trouble, eyes downfield, little cutback and drilled from the backside. Loses his helmet, just got crushed by Justice Reed.
Wow, it's a big hit. I know Mike Riley doesn't want to start a quarterback taking hits like that. You see DeAndre out in the open. When you cut back, those big guys are coming back after you. I remember Julius Peppers breaking my ribs on a play like that in the National Football League, cutting back. When you cut back, you better have your pads down and be ready for big guys.
Brock Miller pinned the Breakers down to the 1-yard line last time when he punted. This time, fair catch called for on the 14-yard line. DeAndre Johnson get a much-earned rest. Breakers back on the field with their offense when we come back. MLB's Sunday Leadoff brings you Sunday morning action live from Cleveland, just down the road here, as Jose Ramirez and the Guardians host Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, and the Angels. That's coming next Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, streaming exclusively on Peacock. We had a great baseball lead into this one. Orioles and Braves went to extra innings. If you like the Braves, you liked how that one ended.
Okay.
And John DeFilippo will not like what his offense is doing. This has been an offense that had been ascending in points in each of the first 3 weeks, from the 20s to the 30s to the high 40s last week, but 3 consecutive possessions, 2 punts and 1 interception. See if they can get it going here. Wes Hills over 300 yards the last 2 weeks, but there's not a lot of open space there at the line of scrimmage. That's Hercules Mataafa to keep that to a no gain.
Mataafa, what an explosive defender. I mean, you see him just get around the block, right? Take the inside move and make the tackle from the backside. You see him right here trying to get cut off. He just explodes to the running back and make the tackle.
Quickly out of his hands, Sage Surratt. That's his 5th catch. Good little cutback out to the far sideline to the 23. DeJuan Hines, outside linebacker, gets him, but now they have 3rd down and short after a gain of 9.
Yeah, this is the money down for this Breakers offense. They are the top team in the USFL on 3rd down. And they can run the football, and they have a passing attack that can get these small yards. So the playbook's wide open for Coach DeFilippo.
3rd down and 2, and John DeFilippo told us during the week, I love the running game because it's putting us in 3rd down and manageable. That's why we're tops in the league. Here's 3rd down 2. Bethel Thompson didn't like either of those first 2 options, and he is ripped down at the 15. Tyshawn Jackson Render saw him look right and look left and said that's enough time.
Tyshawn has a great motor. This guy will continue to rush the passer until, there he is right there, until the whistle blows. You see him block that first, but it's the second rush, right? It's after he sheds the blocker, he gets back into the backfield and brings the quarterback down.
Different kind of game for New Orleans after they won 38-31 2 weeks ago. Scored 48 points in a win last week. 4 consecutive possessions without points. Matthew White, good punt to Cam Eccles-Looper from his own 30.
Space.
Almost turned the corner and makes it out to the 38-yard line. Darius Victor, top back for the Generals, will try to get this attack going. Halfway through the second quarter, the Generals trail 7-0. Jim Turner's the offensive line coach for the New Orleans Breakers. There he is right there, and his offense had been moving so well the last couple of weeks. 48 points, 38 points, but they have stalled against this Generals defense. McLeod Bethel Thompson on the ground, through the air, nothing working so far. They'll regroup and watch and see what their defense can do against the General offense. Just before he was drilled, perfect pass deep inside of New Orleans territory. Cam Eccles-Looper will score. DeAndre Johnson hit him in stride, and Cam Eccles-Looper finished the job. 62-yard touchdown.
What a throw from DeAndre Johnson under tremendous pressure. The Breakers send a blitz. You got both linebackers coming here. And watch DeAndre Johnson stand in the pocket and throw this pass on a rope. And Echols Looper does the rest down the sideline. He's a returner, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to catch him when he gets the ball in his hands. DeAndre Johnson throws a dime. The New Jersey Generals are on the board.
How many times do you hear as a quarterback, Mike Rob, you've got to be able to throw from the pocket right before you get drilled and make an accurate throw. And he did both of those things perfectly there.
Absolutely. You know how difficult it is making those passes, knowing you're going to take the big hit and standing in there and delivering an accurate pass. Good job, DeAndre Johnson.
Nick Skiba for the extra point. No issues there at all. And we are all tied. Top two teams in the USFL locked up at 7.
DeAndre Johnson, there you go again, standing in the pocket, taking the big hit from Gerard Fernandez, throwing an absolute dime. Who said DeAndre Johnson can't throw the football? Not up here. This guy is showing he has the arm to do it.
Well, it's good to see him smiling after the way the last couple of series have ended. Remember, on the run, just on the last possession, got hit from the backside. Justice Reed had a full sprint to get him.
Come on, you know what time it is. Hey, great protection.
But throwing a touchdown pass will make everything feel a little bit better. So this is the last possession from the back there. Ouch, lost his helmet. Went to the sideline, regrouped, and came back and stood in the pocket to throw the strike of the touchdown, 62 yards out to Cam Echols Looper. So that is a pro's pro at quarterback right there.
Absolutely. And again, he's the mover. He's the guy that, you know, can run the football. Had a 71-yard run last week. But this week, he's showing everybody he has the arm strength. He has the arm talent to push the ball downfield as well.
Calling card for the Generals offense has been the running game, but it has been stalled. Darius Victor, Trey Williams combined for 18 total yards in this game. So DeAndre Johnson, he's 5 out of 7, and that was his biggest play yet. Eli Stove. Little hesitation, breaks one tackle, and is dropped at the 43-yard line.
Wide receiver on wide receiver prime right there, huh? Alonzo Moore there on the tackle.
Hey, that's got to be a personal foul. That's got to be a personal foul. That's got to be a personal foul.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, kicking team, number 80. The previous play is under review.
That's Braden Bowman, the tight end for Mike Riley's group. New Orleans already would have started in great field position at the 43-yard line.
Personal foul for him.
Where is it? At the yard line? Okay. Where is the penalty?
In a field position game, this penalty can loom large because if the Breakers have to punt it, they could potentially pin.
15-yard penalty, first down.
Let's watch Bowman again. Now, this is a tight end. He's getting blocked. Now he's trying to shed the blocker.
He was just defending himself at that point.
Yeah, and that's kind of some of the things you get in when you have offensive guys playing in defensive roles on kickoff. Not always used to making the tackle or shedding defenders and making the tackle.
Sometimes you need a little special teams break to get it going on offense. They've had 4 consecutive possessions without points. Backing up, screen set up. Wes Hills has room to go across the 30. Strong finish out to the 28-yard line. First down, Breakers.
I like 20. Nebraska. Here we go.
You know, Mike Riley coached at Nebraska a couple of years, Mike.
Okay, so Nebraska's a little play action pass, I see.
And sees nothing. He likes to bring up second down 10.
And I know a lot of our viewers are looking at that pass as just a throwaway, but at the end of the day, when you're in this type of offense, you're trying to push the ball downfield, you're trying to go.
11.
It's a great play by NBT.
Hey, into the boundary here, into the boundary. Let's go trips left nasty, 99 lead, kill 98 Ohio, into the boundary.
Into the boundary.
Trips left nasty, 99 lead, kill 98 Ohio.
Trips left nasty, 99 lead, kill 98 Ohio. Hey.
McLeod Bethel Thompson told me one of the things he likes about the move from the Canadian Football League to playing here in the USFL you get that extra down. You can miss on an early down and still run the ball like this. You get out to the 25.
Hey, 11, 11, 11. Yep, 11, 11, 11. Hey, let's go wristband 13 here, 11. You get the Y pressure escalade, halfback burst. Y pressure escalade, halfback burst.
What's the formation? What's the formation? What's the formation?
Hey, wristband 13. Wristband 13. Hey, time out! Time out! Time out! Time out! Come on.
We'll take a listen to their conversation, but you can hear there was confusion on what the formation should be or if it was called.
Yeah.
Here's what they have for third down.
Yeah, it's all been too high. Hey,
I didn't go for a formation or protection.
This wristband number, you okay?
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Y pressure escalator. This wristband number, okay? All right, here we go. Hey, let's do this. Okay, let's go. Wristband 40. Hey, let's go. Wristband 13. Wristband 13. Here we go. Wristband 13.
Once he gets to the huddle, we'll take a listen to wristband 13. They're usually the longer calls when you got to go
they
down
are
and
the longer
reference them.
calls. I used to wear a wristband when I played quarterback. Everything's color-coded.
P2 jet, wide back first.
It's like they got their play. Little tight bunch to the right. Single receiver down the bottom.
Four-man rush. They get home. Great job of getting the ball off inside the 15. Goes Lee Morris. Came back to get it a little bit, but then hit full stride. Gain of 11 on third down 8.
McLeod Bethel Thompson, way to stand there in the pocket. Got Hercules Bata hanging off your jersey, and you stay in the pocket and you find a completion. Let this thing play here a little bit, but again, staying there, taking the heat of the defense and finding a completion.
We just saw DeAndre Johnson get rid of it on a touchdown pass right before he got planted. Bethel Thompson responds, sets up near the end zone to the 5, cut back, and cut down at the 3 is Lee Morris. Back-to-back catches. Sets up first down and goal, New Orleans.
Good tackle by Paris Ford right there. Very versatile defensive back in the backfield. But again, you look at right here, Lee Morris catches the football. If he makes that guy miss right there, he's in the end zone. Breakers threatening.
Lee Morris, 3 catches, less than 10 yards per catch. He came in averaging 25 yards per catch.
We'll go. Ford lead. Ford lead. No, stay back there. Ford lead. Ford lead. Easy. Salt. Delta. Sunday.
Back to the air. A little too much for D. Anderson to bring up second down goal.
Yeah, you saw MBT right there identify the defense. It was a bare defense, meaning all of the offensive linemen are covered up, and he knew he had man on the outside. Check to a fade play. It's him and D. Anderson were just a little off with the timing. MBT wish he had that pass back.
Lee Morris, we mentioned with those 3 receptions, just went into the tents, and we'll see if he makes it back to the field. This is second down goal. Wes Hills has 7 touchdowns this season. Gets down to the 1 to get a little bit closer. Gain of 2. It'll be third down and goal from right inside the 1-yard line.
Wes Hills is a bowling ball of butchering knives. I would not want to be a defender trying to tackle this young man right here. Just a little lead play. Boom! Right there. Juan Hines tries to make the tackle. Wes Hills runs right through that tackle at the 2-yard line.
2 tight ends in the game for New Orleans, including an extra offensive lineman. Wes Hills, right side, tries to turn that corner, finds it. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown, Wes Hills. And again, just the patience of Wes Hills just to allow the blocking unit in front of him. You're going to just see him just bounce this to the outside. But if you run up in there too fast, you won't get the outside. The patience allows Wes Hills to see that outside and allows him to, again, for the second time today, walk into the end zone.
Breakers offense, they respond to big-time stall there in the first and second quarter with 4 straight possessions. This is the #1 offense in the league. They had an interception in there as well. Good mix of run and pass there, ending with the run into the end zone. Matt Coughlin hasn't missed all season, field goals or extra points. 14-7. General linebacker Chris Orr told us during the week West Hills will press the line of scrimmage and then bounce it out after he sets you up. There's his 8th touchdown of the season, and the Breakers are back on top. What West Hills has done, finding the end zone, is amazing on a couple of levels. He's talking to his offensive line coach, Jim Turner, right there, who's back for a 2nd season with New Orleans. But he has 8 this season. That's 1 less than the record Darius Victor, who plays on the other side, set last year. This is a 10-game regular season. We're 3.5 games in, and he didn't play in the first game.
Oh, man.
Christian Tutt from his own 12. That slip slowed him down. He does get out to the 33-yard line. West Hills is on the sideline with Corey Robinson.
Thank you, Paul. Wes, what were you just talking with Coach Turner about?
Just making some corrections, man. We're just 1 block away, 1 inch away, you know, from making a big one. So we're just trying to make the corrections, get it right, get the ball rolling a little bit.
At the goal line there, we just heard about your patience over and over again by our analyst, Mike Robinson. Could you just walk us through when you get the ball right there on the goal line, how do you stay patient?
You know, it's just, you know, when you're down there, it's a lot of room for error. You got to be a little more patient down there. And when you see a hole, you just got to hit it. You got to, you know, trust yourself, trust the line. Like I said, line did their job. We scored again, and go out there and make something happen.
You said we're just 1 block away. We're right there. I even saw you talking to the offensive line. What is your role as far as just getting these guys up and going every single time? We saw there was a little bit of a stall offensively, and you went back there and put it into the end zone. How do you keep these guys up?
You know, you just got to have that dog mentality, and every one of these linemen have it. You know, and we just got to go out there, keep chipping away. Something's going to give, and as you see, you know, something gave. We scored.
Something's going to give. Thank you very much, Wes.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Paul?
Corey, Wes, thank you. Big run there by Trey Williams on the first play of the drive, and also 2 penalty markers coming out late.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, New Jersey number 3, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10.
So now we've seen 2 tailbacks do that. West Hills had the same penalty in the first quarter. Now Trey Williams cost his team 15 yards.
Again, you see Trey trying to finish the run right here. Didn't like the way he got tackled. He gets up and gets a guy off of him. Can't do that. Not in the USFL. I know Mike Riley's like, no, stop with the penalties. Shooting ourselves in the foot.
And that was the best running play so far for New Jersey. They come into this game, Mike, through 3 weeks, #1 rushing offense, but they started this drive with only 27 total yards. See if they can get it going as they try to get back now, down 7. Williams, right side, hesitation. Backside penetration, eventually got it. Makes it out to the 42 after he gains 4.
Say no more right there with the rundown. But Trey Williams, he's the guy. He was down the first couple of weeks of the season. Was active for his first game last week. He's the speed guy to the outside. He's also the guy that affects the passing game out of the running back position. They missed his speed on this offense. And again, speed creates space. And that's what this New Jersey Generals offense needs.
DeAndre Johnson, the quarterback for New Jersey, has had more success from the pocket this week. 5 out of 7 for 93 yards already than he had last week. Trey Williams, little shiftiness at the line of scrimmage, and gets inside of New Orleans territory. Greg Eisworth makes the tackle, but that's a New Jersey first down.
Again, this game is starting to get a little chippy right here. Just a little inside zone run play. Trey Williams does a good job of using his ski drill, right, and jump cutting from side to side. Then gets the ball right down the heart of this New Orleans Breakers defense.
What a luxury for Mike Riley, head coach and play caller. 2 of the top 3 yard gainers in the ground game last year, right back on this team in Williams and Victor. Play action to Williams. Look at that pocket. Over the middle. Strike. Nice catch at the 25-yard line. Randy Satterfield had it come loose at the end, and he did not control it. That's an incomplete pass.
What a play. First of all, what a play by Adonis Alexander right there, just getting the ball out last minute. But when you're running the football like the New Jersey Generals do, it affects the defense. You get a little fake here and you draw all the defenders up, right? And when you draw the defenders up, you create a nice pocket with space in this offense. You see Randy Satterfield right there getting the ball pulled out by Adonis Alexander.
You mentioned it, Alexander gets that punch, and it eventually worked late. He was awfully close, CB and Satterfield, to securing that ball. Brings up second down 10. Try the ground game up the middle, out across the 45. Good hard running nearing the 40-yard line. Keontae Shad, defensive tackle, makes the stop. Gain of 6, and they're back down to third and manageable, like 3rd and 4.
Again, running the football creates those third and manageable situations, especially when the defense calls a good defense for it and you still get the yards. It can be deflating for a defense.
I got you, Shad. Hip star stack.
We're going to be in 2 minutes probably if we get this ball back.
31.
There's a good chance we're going to be in 2 minutes here.
Cannon, hold on, ready? 31 jet, cannon, 31 jet. Cannon.
Yeah.
Blue 80! Blue 80!
They make.
Timeout called by New Jersey.
They're first. 30 seconds.
Take a listen to the plan. 3rd down and 4 for the Generals.
What'd they play right there? Did anybody see it? Way to go, Zoe. They did? Okay. All right, let's go 3 wides. Let's go Georgia. Georgia, look for X coming underneath. Come on, Randy. All right, 3 wides. Let's go zoom, hip right close. 32 scat, Georgia. Tell Zoe to zoom it. Zoom, hip right close.
3. Hey, zoom. Hip right
Sound
close.
like a runner or pass to you, Mike.
It sounds like a pass play to me. It sounds like they're trying to set it up. But number 8, Randy Satterfield, gets the ball on a drag route.
2 tight ends in the game as well.
Zoom motion.
And early motion.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Delay game out of a timeout.
That can't happen. Not out of a timeout.
Yeah.
Hey, 3, West.
That's a head scratcher right there.
Okay, here we go. Trio right, 21 jet. Trio right, 21 jet hero.
Hey, if
So
they
New
press, I know
Orleans
what to do. Trio right.
watching
21
New
jet
Jersey
hero.
fail on 3rd down so far, Mike. They're 0 for 3. And now 3rd and 4 turns into 3rd down and 9.
Blue 80! Blue 80! Ready, go!
4-man rush. Good pocket. Good pass. Alonzo Moore with the catch. Late penalty marker comes in, but that's a completion to the 36-yard line and a 1st down. We'll check in on the penalty, though.
What happened? Correct.
And New Orleans thinks that's going to be pass interference against New Jersey.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 18. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Offensive pass
Injured
interference.
offensive
I'm
player.
assuming. Here's the guy. Here's Eccles Looper right here.
Jay, you out.
Oh, and I think they called his arm wrapped around the safety, Jamar Johnson, as offensive pass interference.
Cam Eccles-Looper is the injured general who is still on the field.
It's weird because I really think Eccles-Looper was just trying to get open, trying to let the defender go past him so that he can create a passing lane for the quarterback. And then the defender kept going toward the outside route.
DeAndre Johnson and the Generals will take another shot at 3rd down. Just moments ago, that 3rd down was 3rd and 4, then 3rd and 9. After the penalty, it'll be 3rd down and 19, but the Breakers up by 7. Moments ago, injured New Jersey wide receiver Cam Eccles-Looper made his way off the field in obvious discomfort and pain, and he is walking toward the locker room. That's their leading receiver on the season. This is where it happened here, Mike.
Yeah, you look at right at the top of the route. I think he was just trying to create some separation and get open and allow the defender to go past him. But he got caught up with the defender and something happened. We just hope he's okay.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Mike Riley will face 3rd down and 19 with his team down by 7 when we come back.
Hey.
2-minute warning here at Canton. Breakers leading the Generals 14-7 coming up on the Arby's halftime show. Take a listen to both Mike Riley and also John DeFilippo. We'll find a play of the half. I've got a sneaking suspicion it might be via the passing game by the team in red. And we love the access here. We'll share the best of from the field from yesterday's games and this one as well. 3rd down and 19 right now for the Generals. Over the middle. Alonzo Moore goes high to get it. And down at the 38, make a play, 13. On 3rd and 19, we do have a penalty marker down again on the 38.
DeAndre Johnson, you're going to see him just throw the ball on a rope down the seam. That ball actually got in there. You see Mike Stevens, number 7 for the New Orleans Breakers, just giving free access to Alonzo Moore to get into the seams. You allow these receivers to get free access up and down the seams. It'll become a long day for defense.
New Orleans, 15-yard penalty, an automatic. 1st down.
Wow. Well, they had a 15-yard penalty against them earlier on this drive. Now they get it back. Things have changed in a hurry. 3rd down and 19. You get an excellent play from Alonzo Moore. You get 15 on the penalty. 1st down and 10 on the 22.
Ready, go.
Trey Williams tries to cut it back, got to the 20, but that's it before he's ripped back. Both teams have 2 timeouts left.
Stack. Hip star stack. 21 jet cannon.
Here we go. Hip star stack.
But a 1 touchdown scored by New Jersey. Big play in the passing game. Johnson to Cam Eccles-Looper. He's the wide receiver who just left the game.
Yeah, there should be a pass right here.
There you go, Mike. Right over the middle, touch pass. Ripped away at the 5-yard line. Wes Saxton had it in his hand. Shaheed Salman, the linebacker, broke that one up at the last second.
Great play by Shaheed Salman right here. Again, DeAndre Johnson just throws the ball up where just his guy can get it. You see Shaheed attack the hands of Wes Saxton right there, creating the incomplete pass. That's supposed to be a catch.
Jerry Elder came in there at the end to complement Salman's play there. You see 23 finishes the job. Good combo there.
Yes, it is. That's big-time defense.
3rd down 8. Johnson's been having success here. In trouble this time. And just floats that one away.
He's scared.
It's a good play by DeAndre Johnson. Good growth by DeAndre Johnson. Oftentimes when you have the movement ability he does, you can get into what we call Superman ball and trying to run around and make a play. He just throws the ball away, saves the points.
Nick Skiba will come on to attempt a field goal that would cut it to 14-10 with just over a minute left until halftime. Many of you may remember his name from college at Wake Forest. He was outstanding, just under 90% for his career. All-time record for accuracy. Right hash from 38 yards out. And he's good right there. 58 seconds left. New Orleans lead cut to 14-10. IndyCar's most exciting month of racing begins with the Indy Grand Prix Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern. Then get the milk ready and buckle up for the greatest spectacle in racing. The Indianapolis 500 on May 28th. It's all on NBC and also on Peacock. World famous pagoda there.
Busy Raider here to start.
Always a fun spectacle to check that one out.
Where does the milk come from? Huh? Where'd the milk come from with the Indy 500s? Huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Wherever it came from, it's now a big part of it.
It's a big part of it.
It's
now.
not leaving. Hey, no surprise, McLeod Bethel-Thompson isn't going to go in and just hand the ball off. He's warming up, helmet on, looking for more points.
You know what, Paul? The Breakers, they outscore opponents 34-7 in the third quarter. It's almost like this team is waiting to get to the third quarter. Got about a minute and some seconds to get there.
2 timeouts left for McLeod Bethel-Thompson as well. Eli Stowe from his own 7. Little space up the middle, out to the 40 and then some. Excellent field position out to the 48-yard line. Already up 4 and 2 timeouts left. If you've watched the USFL the last 3 weeks, you know that the New Orleans offense is much better in the second half. A whole touchdown better. So they've scored 2 touchdowns here in the first half, but if they follow that theme they've established in the first 3 games, Mike, they'll be better after the halftime break.
Yeah, and it just lets you know that Coach DeFilippo and this coaching staff, they do a great job at halftime identifying what's going on and making adjustments.
DeFilippo, Bethel-Thompson thinking points right now. Right to the air, down the middle. Sage Surratt inside the 30. And down to the 20-yard line. Shalom Luani eventually made the stop. 1st and 10 now from the 20.
You cannot give free access to this tight end in Sage Surratt. He's too fast. He's too good when he gets the ball in his hands. And he creates another explosive.
In trouble. Out of the backfield, finds Hills, 15. Hesitation, head down to the 8-yard line. Good idea to check it down to his back there. Clock stops, 25 seconds left. Timeout taken. 1 of 2 taken.
Seconds.
It's a good job by McLeod Bethel-Thompson right there.
What was that last one?
Going through his reads very quickly. You're going to see him start on the right side of the field and work all the way back to the left and get to his outlet. Within like 2 seconds, gets the ball out of his hands and a playmaker's hands and allows his playmaker to go down the field and get the first down.
A lot of ways to tell a veteran quarterback by the way he plays. Take a listen to the call here.
Hey, let's go. Go trips right open. 3-jet red zone stallion.
I think one of the easiest ways to tell that you're watching a veteran quarterback is how quickly and how calmly they come to their check down after looking downfield.
Absolutely, and in these 2-minute situations, do they understand the situation? Right after that last play, MBT was right up to the referee to call a timeout. He understands what's going on.
1 timeout left. Complete to D. Anderson. He caught that ball just outside the 5 and was shoved back. Clock ticks. And they'll use their second timeout. DJ Daniel with the tackle.
Timeout.
Good tackle by DJ Daniel right there.
Third and final. 30 seconds.
Okay.
And what you're seeing from the defenders are they're not going to guard, once, the back part of the end zone, right? You stand close to the end zone line and you keep everything in front of you and you make them pay when they catch the football.
Hey, let's run the Y-Stick Z baseline. X key. All right. So, hey, you got wristband 7-0.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Let's get it. Straight. Baseline. X key, alert, quick fly, right?
Wristband 70. Usually have 9 or 10 plays on the wristband. Ted Cottrell, longtime defensive coordinator of the NFL, now running the show for the Generals D. Bethel-Thompson, back foot, end zone, right at the stripe. Touchdown, Generals. Touchdown Breakers at Sage Surratt. Penalty marker came out right as he signaled touchdown. We'll check and see if these 6 points stand.
If it's OPI, is that clock going to run on the spot?
Rolling on the field is a touchdown, so it will go on the snap.
It will go on the snap. Okay, so. All right, hey, it's 3rd down, right? It's 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Offense, number 13, 10-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Sage Surratt, that's his second offensive pass interference call. You see him at the top of your screen right there, just extending those arms. That's what the referees see as he tries to post up Trey Elston to get in the end zone.
Oh, shoot. Get the ball.
You heard John DeFilippo checking in with the officials.
No, but it's an offensive
The clock
penalty.
will not start until the ball is snapped. Remember, no timeouts left for New Orleans. To the end zone, too much. 8 seconds left.
You hear people calling for the hold. I think Sage wanted a hold here. You see Sage right here in the middle of this formation. BT tried to quick strike and get the ball in the end zone. Great release by Sage Surratt. It's a little bit of a hole right there by Trey Elston on the hip. Didn't get the call. Move on to the next play.
Got to get this ball to the sideline or into the end zone. No timeouts left. Just 8 seconds remaining. In trouble, tries to spin out, lost the football. Now that's a fumble. Pounced on the 36-yard line as the final seconds tick off the clock.
It's a good hustle by center Jack Kramer right there to get the recovery. But this New Jersey Generals defensive front, they're getting after it right now. MBT trying to find somebody open. Tries to throw the ball away at the same time. Ball slips out of his hands, fumble. It's halftime.
New Jersey defense #1 in the USFL, standing up there when it had to prevent more points. Breakers unbeaten, but the first halftime lead they experienced this season heading into the halftime locker room. 14-10 New Orleans at halftime.
Time now for first half highlights, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Ready or not, here we come.
Let's go now, let's go.
Get louder, whole city riled up, jumping out the gates head first like a wild bird.
Let's get it.
There's the energy around us.
Yes, sir.
We made it from the ground up. We are built for this.
Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
First half in the books, New Orleans on top 14-10, and the Breakers come in with the #1 offense in the USFL. 187 total yards, not bad. Both sides have turned it over, but the Generals with the top defense, they've had plenty of moments as well so far, Mike.
Absolutely. This #1 ranked defense for the New Jersey Generals. They're keeping the game close, and they're making Coach DeFilippo and the New Orleans Breakers think a little bit about what they're doing offensively.
Wes Hills, the running back for New Orleans. There's the quarterback, McLeod Bethel Thompson. He comes in 15 out of 21 in that first half. Solid. He did have the 1 interception. As you heard John DeFilippo mention to our Corey Robinson just before he went to the halftime locker room, he wasn't happy with how that first half ended. They left it points on the board, and now they'll have to watch their defense try and slow down the Generals' offense, which will begin on their own 35-yard line. And we go to the field and check in with Corey.
Paul, you mentioned how you're going to slow down this offense. You know it's a third quarter offense. And I said, hey, Coach, what's your plan? He said, I think we're making pretty good plays. We need to tighten down the seams. They're killing us there. And we need to stay on our feet when we're tackling. On the flip side, I said, look, you're down to 3 receivers. What are you going to do to keep up with this offense? And he said, hey, I think Cam's coming back. Now, that's incredible because when I talked to the coaching staff, the medical staff, excuse me, they said he was getting x-rays on his ribs. So if he's back in the game, Paul, what an unbelievable tough effort.
Corey, thank you. The Cam you mentioned is Cam Eccles-Looper, top receiver today and for the season for New Jersey. Sounds like he'll be back. Johnson retreating. Throwing to the sideline. Alonzo Moore makes the catch. Good elusiveness and accuracy there.
DeAndre Johnson's doing a great job today of keeping his eyes downfield and not pulling the ball down the run the minute he gets a little pressure.
It's surprising in that first half, Mike, Rob. DeAndre Johnson, we talked about it, the fact that the Generals, the only team in the USFL running more than passing coming into this game. But they kind of flipped the script a little bit. He has more pass attempts than his top 2 running backs have rushing attempts so far.
Sometimes when a team knows you're going to run the football, kind of switch up your game plan and pass to the run.
Darius Victor inviting contact and reaching out to the 40-yard line, gets 6. And we have an injured Breakers defender on the field. And now 2 penalty markers coming out as well.
There's a lot of commotion going on down there. Looks like the Breakers defenders are a little upset about some things that happened in the blocking unit for the Generals.
But they wasted no time in getting the card out. We will check and see which Breaker is down and be back right after this. The injured New Orleans Breaker defender is safety Greg Eisworth. And he did just move for the first time since he went down. We'll take a look here at what happened on the play. Darius Victor running the ball, and he comes in right there low.
Yeah, catches the knee. You hope he's okay, Paul. Greg Eisworth, in my opinion, the best secondary defender for the New Orleans Breakers. Almost every player here is taking a knee because everybody understands the gravity of what's going on right now.
Again, that injured defender for New Orleans is Greg Eisworth. We're back after this break. Moments ago, while we were at break, good to see Greg Eisworth standing up and sitting down. He'd been on the field since a collision with New Jersey running back Darius Victor. And then he was taken off the field moments ago into the New Orleans locker room. And there he is. His health and concern, his health and his safety, #1 concern. Football-wise, that's the leading tackler for the Breakers at safety. And all of a sudden that happens, Mike Robb. You and I both been on the field for this, and football doesn't matter.
No.
You're into the game, and then all you can do is think about your teammate there on the ground and hope he's okay.
Absolutely. And the New Orleans Breakers defense, they have to manage their emotions right now because it's very easy to go out there and want to, do something after a play and get some get back for your guy being injured. Right now it's about being under control and playing the scheme.
They're down 21, quarterback draw. Johnson work to do and gets a little bit of that back out to the 37-yard line. 4th down and long coming up after a gain of 12.
DeAndre Johnson right there just on a quarterback draw, getting as many yards as he can. But again, this is still a field position game. You're punting the ball here from close to your 40, hoping to pin the Breakers back.
Jerry Elder won't get a chance to bring that one back. Lands 10 yards out of bounds. So as Greg Eisworth went down, there was a lot of commotion between the two teams. And Isaiah Battle, the starting left tackle for New Jersey, he was ejected for the game. He wears number 79. And there he is. So he got that left hand into the face mask of Vontae Diggs. And that cost him the rest of the game. Now keep in mind, in the USFL, they only dress 6 offensive linemen. 5 start.
Yeah,
so that is costly. He was also cited during the week as the top offensive lineman on their side. He's now done for the game.
Absolutely.
Play action. Bethel Thompson to Wes Hills. Slips one tackle out to the 30. And gets to the 33-yard line, just enough for a first down. Shalom Luani made the eventual tackle, but that's a gain of 12.
Wes Hills doing a great job of just being available for McLeod Bethel Thompson. They tried to get the football down the seam right there to Sage Surratt, their leading receiver. MBT wasn't there. Takes a hitch up in the pocket, get down to your check down.
Keep in mind the Breakers couldn't wait to get this ball back after they didn't score in the red zone late in the second quarter for the first time all season. Bethel Thompson again to Hills, more room to run. Stiff arm to the 40. Back-to-back catches for Hills. That one gets him 6 yards.
Again, when you're running the football as good as this Breakers offense can run the football, get a little fake here, and you just get a layered route, okay? And it's very easy for the quarterback to see the defense. He sees that everybody drops back, creates some space underneath, drop the ball down to one of your best playmakers in Wes Hills.
He already has 5 catches for 55 yards out of the backfield. Now try him up the middle and spins his way out to the 42-yard line. You know, he mentioned to us during the week that his favorite running back when he was in college was David Johnson with Arizona. Remember, he had that 2,000-yard season rushing and receiving combined. And he's having a nice day today on the ground and also through the air. 38 yards rushing and 55 yards receiving.
And he's wearing 31 just like David Johnson, right? You know, so when you watch him on tape, he kind of looks like David Johnson, right? Maybe not the top-end speed that David Johnson has, but definitely the disciplined zone running and the running through arm tackles that this kid possesses.
And he gets the ball on 3rd down and 2. Extra fight there, and I think he's about half a yard short. Kenneth Randall, defensive tackle, makes the stop.
That's a good job by Kenneth Randall right there again, squeezing the hole and allowing the linebackers to run through like Chris Orr and make the tackle.
All right, 4th and 1. You know John DeFilippo wants to go for it. McLeod Bethel-Thompson right back on the ball. Quarterback sneak initially stopped, and he got enough there. Second effort, Mike Robb, got him out to the 45-yard line. Gutsy call inside their own territory, earns them a new set of downs.
Yeah, and that's why you saw initially he was stopping. You see all this beef right there for the New Jersey Generals, Toby Johnson and those guys. Then you slip off to the right. You allow your running back to help you with a little bit of push. Get 3 yards on the pick.
35 strong tears, Z goes right.
And back to Wes Hills and David Johnson. He was in the Cardinals training camp as an undrafted free agent in 2019. He got to sit next to him for that entire training camp. Meant a lot to him. Eli Stove in motion. Initial crease, and then it closed up. Wes Hills down at the 48-yard line. Through the pass and on the ground, this drive has been all about the top rusher in the USFL. That time he gets 2.
And again, when we talk to Coach Riley and what would be the New Jersey Generals defense and how would they defend this explosive Breakers offense, Coach Riley told us don't allow anything over 25 yards. And so if you're playing coverage back, right, a lot of the checkdowns and the underneath passes are going to be open for this Breakers offense.
Linebacker blitz on the way. Boy, that is a bullet to the 40-yard line to D. Anderson. Quick release and an accurate strike. First down, New Orleans.
Very decisive again by McLeod Bethel-Thompson. Again, kind of looks guys off. He's going to get his receiver to sit right there in that little window right there. Big-time play design by Coach DeFilippo. You manipulate the underneath coverage, and you sit there for your quarterback and provide a big target. D. Anderson, that's a big guy.
You know what he's done well, McLeod Bethel-Thompson, so far, Mike Robb, is just make the routine play from the start of this season. Like that. Anderson again for a first down. You get a soft corner, you throw underneath. Christian Tutt eventually made the tackle. But that's back-to-back first down catches for D. Anderson. That one for 13 yards. So this is what he's done in the first half compared to the second half. Amazing difference once he goes to the halftime locker room and comes back. And on most of that, game 1 of this season, he was completing less than 1/3 of his passes after the first half. He's been better since that game, but you get the point. Quarters 3 and 4 have been very good for NBT. Quick slant, wide open. Jay Adams down to the 17-yard line. It's been pitch and catch here on this drive. Gain of 5.
Yes, it has. Jonathan Adams, this guy is a big receiver, 6'3", 220 pounds out of Arkansas State. This guy is what I call one of the bigger combat catchers here in the USFL. Doesn't matter if you got perfect defense. It doesn't matter if you throw him the football on the screen. This guy gets yards and creates plays.
Come right back to the top rusher in the USFL. Gets him inside the 10, down to the 8. Nifty footwork just as he got past the line of scrimmage. Earns him 6.
Great play by Wes Hills right here. Just a little footwork, just a little inside zone right here. He's going to be one-on-one with Chris Orr. Watch the footwork right here. Boom, just that little jump step to get back into the A gap. Forces a missed tackle by Chris Orr.
Bethel Thompson was 20 out of 28 last week when they beat the defending champions. Right now, he's 20 out of 26. I formation. Hills bounces out to the right. And a good tackle there at the 8-yard line. Shalom Luani called his name more than any other general defender so far. The safety comes up to keep that to a gain of 2.
Shalom Luani, he's out here hunting today. He's playing downhill. And when you get a safety that plays downhill like that, you would expect some play-action passes to be on the docket for the New Orleans Breakers.
And you know the focus is sharp for John DeFilippo, McLeod Bethel Thompson right now. As I mentioned last time, they had the ball inside the red zone late second quarter. First time all season they didn't get points. Whistles blew just before they handed off to Hills. Take a listen to the conversation between Coach DeFilippo and McLeod Bethel Thompson.
60.
I love it then. I heard 50. I'm like, we can't go to
Okay, 60. Hey, McLeod. Hey, wristband 6-0.
John DeFilippo told us during the week, I asked him, does 34-year-old McLeod Bethel Thompson remind you of any quarterback you had in the NFL when you're coaching there for a decade? He said, yeah, Carson Palmer. I had him in Oakland back in 2012. He was in his 30s. He was in his second decade of playing. He goes, I learned from Carson. If I put my ego aside, I can listen and learn. He said, I'll often listen to McLeod and just say, okay, yeah, go ahead and run it. And we just heard that right there.
Those guys are in the game. They're battle-tested.
There we go.
In Oakland, Carson Palmer was a very battle-tested quarterback.
Nice pocket. End zone. Touchdown, Breakers. Penalty marker came out just as he released the ball. See if the D. Anderson touchdown grab stands.
Atta baby.
Holding offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. It's second down.
Settle. We're good.
Marcus Tatum, left tackle right there. He's been getting better every single week. There he is right there. Going up against Hercules Mataafa, who has a great inside move, and you can see that inside move right there force the holding call. Being a former quarterback, Paul, I don't mind my tackle holding on those inside moves. Just don't get me hit.
The former defensive back at Alabama, Mike Riley, in the early 70s, you saw him cheering on that call. I'll take it. Right back to the air. Floats it. Good cutback there near the 10-yard line. And out to the 7, that's Jay Adams.
Jonathan Adams, that's that combat catcher again. And when you get the ball in his hands, this guy runs over smaller defenders and creates yards after the catch. You see the great move right there, a little stiff arm, and takes a hit and gets up and wants more.
Third down goal and 7 now for the Breakers. They're just inside of 50% for this game. Coming in, they were number 1 in the USFL. Sage Surratt, slot receiver to the right. Thompson looking left. End zone shot, too much.
A little bit too much right there. Past the Eli Stove. It was tight coverage by the New Jersey General secondary. Christian Tutt just running stride for stride. There's the matchup right there. Inside move, takes it to the corner. Tutt does a great job of forcing the receiver to the back of the end zone.
You gotta help
You
us.
look at this New Orleans Breakers offense, Paul. They're missing Johnny Dixon, who's out, that speed guy on the outside.
He went out early last week. Matt Coughlin is a perfect 8 for 8 on the season. Good from 25 yards out. A little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter here in Canton. The Breakers again lead by 7. Generals offense getting ready to go back to work. They've been in this position quite a bit here today, Mike Robb. That is trailing. Right now the deficit is 7, a little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And when it's only trailing by 7 and there's still time left in the third quarter, you have the #1 rush offense in the USFL. Still time to be patient and to be true to yourself.
It is still time to be patient, but looking at how this New Jersey Generals offense has been today, wouldn't be surprised if we see DeAndre Johnson throw it a little bit.
Trey Elston shakes one tackle. Late penalty marker comes in as he made that cut to the sideline.
29 yards on the return. Trey Elston, penalty flag down.
During the return, holding receiving team number 27, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Darius Victor right there with the holding call right there. I guess Vito was saying, I'm not a blocker. Hand me the football.
You brought up a good point there. I've been thinking about what you just said there, Mike Robb. I'm pointing toward, okay, you still have plenty of time. You're only down 7. You can run the ball. That's what you do. The only team running more than half the time coming into this game. But DeAndre Johnson has been better passing than his top backs have been better rushing. So let's see which side they lean here. Victor, hesitation. Caught from the backside, goes down at the 27-yard line. Good pursuit. Vontae Diggs, the outside linebacker. Gain of 3.
Yeah, that's what Vontae Diggs does best, right? He runs you down from behind. He's a slighter build type of a linebacker, almost the same build of some defensive backs and safeties. But as you can see, him playing over the top and having enough speed to run Vito down from behind. That's a good tackle.
Actually picked up 5 there. Second and 5. Johnson keeps it himself. Room to go across the 35 out to the 40. An acceleration and a dive. Diggs again made the tackle, but that's a Generals first down. Gain of 12.
When I talk about the difference between movers and runners, DeAndre Johnson right here, this is a read option. You're just going to see him fake the football and take the ball. Now, this cut back up inside, to me, that deems him more as a runner. Most quarterbacks, Paul, and you know this, we want to go hash numbers, boundaries, and get out of bounds. Not DeAndre Johnson.
3 carries, 34 yards, just over 10 yards per carry. Back up the middle. Darius Victor out to the 47-yard line. So put yourself in the shoes here, Mike Robb, a defensive coordinator for New Orleans, John Tanu. He coached college football for 40-plus seasons. He's seen it all. But today you've got Darius Victor. He might keep it up the middle. He's 5'8", 210. He invites contact. And you know Johnson, like he just did, could keep it around the edge anytime.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position to be in as a defensive coordinator, especially when the New Jersey Generals has all the size on that offensive line. But just putting it out on tape that DeAndre Johnson will keep the football and be explosive in the run game forces the expansion of the New Orleans Breakers defense.
Boy, there's giant room to go inside for Victor. Breaks a tackle. Still going down to the 25-yard line. Offensive line started the positivity, and Victor did the rest.
Inside the 25-yard line.
Gain of 30 yards.
We just talked about it again. We just saw the QB run game out of DeAndre Johnson, and now the defenders are staying out wide for that, which opens up lanes in the inside. And there's that bowling ball of butchering knives, we like to say in the running back meeting room. Darius Victor, Vito.
Heating up now, 8 carries for 63 yards. Now they run Trey Williams out there, sidestepping across the 20-yard line. Same play calls for the ground game, Mike Robb, just different styles with Victor and Williams.
And that's why you like the inside zone run game, and that's what the New Jersey Generals major in when they're in the shotgun, right? When your running back can get there get their shoulders square. You provide a three-way go for the runner. And again, it's the same play call, but it hits different every single time.
And as you mentioned, Mike, Rob, just a reminder, the pass game has been working very well, so all this ground game could set up a bootleg here pretty quick. Linebacker blitz. Williams around the right side, turns the corner, inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, New Jersey.
What a run by Trey Williams. He's the speed and the outside threat for this Generals offense. But I want to single out one guy right here, the tight end, Braden Bowman. Watch this block on the corner. Get out of the club. You got Timberlands and white T-shirts on. Oh, my goodness. That is the play that championships are made off of. Big-time run by Trey Williams. He's excited about it.
Number 2 rusher in the USFL last season, played last week for the first time this season. A 20-yard touchdown. Good combo there, Williams and Victor, and also sprinkling in some DeAndre Johnson. And the whistles blow just before the extra point.
Maybe offsides.
You take the ball from the.
Can we take it at the 1? Can we take it on the 1? Can we take it on the 1?
And go for 2 for half the distance, or you can go for 3.
So the ball half the distance is the 1 yard line, is that right? Elephants, elephants!
Elephant.
Hey, we're going for 2.
We're going for it. You mean to tell me we're going to be on the half-inch yard line?
We can't.
We're going for 2.
Hey, Adam, we're going to kick it. We got it.
We can do it on the kickoff.
Yeah, on the kickoff.
This is so awesome.
Encroachment, defense, that 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Okay.
But Paul, to hear the real-life indecision, the conversations,
field goal.
It is so awesome
Field goal.
to see that.
Field goal.
Just H, because no elephants, because the linemen are
It's like they're
down.
going to take the kick the field goal, and utilize the penalty yardage on the kickoff.
Okay, so Nick Skiba on to attempt the extra point. Thought we were going to get a 2-point conversion there, Mike Brown. I was excited there for a moment. The Generals have to settle for the extra point. That is good, just barely as it drew away. Top ground attack in the USFL, stepping up and showing who's boss there on that drive. Trey Williams turns the corner and finds the end zone. Late third quarter, we are all tied in Canton. They like it. Don't forget to vote for the USFL Players of the Week every Sunday night in the @USFL Twitter account that will tweet out a poll featuring all the nominees for offensive, defensive, and special teams Players of the Week. Winners will be announced every Monday. That man right there, Wes Hills, after going for 191 against Birmingham a week ago, is the reigning Offensive Player of the Week. And as you can see, he is ready to go out for more. He'll hit this first drive with 17 carries for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eli Stove out across the 30, and he makes it out to the 38. We have 2 late flags, make it 3 penalty flags coming in.
Oh my God, Wes Saxton with a little face mask here.
Face mask, defense number 17, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Tight end Wes Saxton.
Tight end, not used to making tackles.
Corey Robinson is on the New Jersey sideline.
Hey, Trey, you just told me I saw Brock Miller come by and say, I told you. What did he tell you before the game?
He said I was going to, bust a run, get a good long one. But, just the O-line and everybody doing a great job, a heck of a job just blocking. So I take my hats off for the O-line. Love them to death.
What did you see on that touchdown run?
They were doing a great job of just blocking. And, I saw an opening. And, hey. Hey, don't worry about it, Greg. Get through, son. No, I saw opening, and I saw that cut, and I mean, once I got space, it's only up from there. And you know, everything on my mind. You know, my mom on my mind, my grandparents on my mind, my family on my mind. So I got a lot on my mind when I'm playing.
You're running.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I got a lot on my mind. So if anything, I got to get it out, and they got to keep seeing me.
Well, keep seeing you.
Let's do it. Hey, appreciate it, Paul.
Multitasking there, Trey Williams, fantastic in that interview. Late to the flats of West Hills. Lucky to come out of that without an interception to bring up 3rd down 10. DeJuan Hines, outside linebacker, was there.
Yeah, this New Orleans Breakers offense, they're going to have to do something to change some things up. I feel like the New Jersey Generals have a bead on what they're trying to do offensively for the Breakers. There's another layered route right there. They take away the deep threat, force MBT to throw the ball underneath, and then rally to make the tackle.
Big 3rd down 10 coming up here inside the final minute in the 3rd quarter. Little sidestep, in trouble. Bethel Thompson goes down.
Kevin Thurman right there on the tackle. Big defensive tackle right there for the New Jersey Generals.
Chris Orr, linebacker, was in as well.
Look at that, just nowhere for McLeod Bethel Thompson to throw the football, so that forces him to try to create some movement to buy some time.
Loss of 6. That does it for 3 quarters. Just what you would expect from the only unbeaten team in the USFL. That's New Orleans, and the one that comes in on a 2-game winning streak, playing hosts. We head to the 4th quarter, all locked up at 17. Next Sunday, it's a Premier League doubleheader on USA as the race for the title is neck and neck. Defending champions Manchester City face Everton. Then Arsenal chase their first title in 19 years when they host Brighton. Love the Premier League mornings, also Premier League afternoons during the week. And McLeod Bethel Thompson, quarterback for New Orleans, to the bench after the punt team comes on to kick it away. Matthew White from his own 35 to Christian Tuck. And he won't get a chance there. Lands near out of bounds and takes a New Orleans bounce down near the 10-yard line and down at the 11.
42 yards plus down at the 11-yard line.
Thinking about the action we saw yesterday in the USFL. Time now for the report brought to you by US Bank. Houston running back Mark Thompson had a huge day. 13 carries, 134 yards, over 10 yards per carry. He also scored 3 touchdowns. The Gamblers moved to 2-2 with a 41-16 rout of the Philadelphia Stars. And the Memphis Showboats got their first USFL win since June of 1985 with a 29-10 win over the Michigan Panthers in Detroit thanks to 2 rushing touchdowns from quarterback Cole Kelly. Those 2 games were yesterday. Today is the first of 2 games on this Sunday. Good one in Canton. New Jersey and New Orleans all tied at 17. That's Trey Williams. Scored the touchdown to end the last drive on the left side out near the 15-yard line. Gain of 3. We wondered when the #1 rush offense in the USFL would show up, or if it would show up today. And you can see they answered the bell in that 3rd quarter.
Yes, they did, Paul. You know what, Paul? They were setting them up. It had to be. You know, throwing the ball early, running the ball late. Because, again, a team averaging over 160 rushing yards per game, you expect them to run it a little bit more.
DeAndre Johnson in trouble and goes down for a loss. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Don't think he did. Vontae Diggs, outside linebacker, throws him, yes, for a loss of 3.
Again, a way to defend against, or a way to defend against this DeAndre Johnson read option is to have speed at the 2nd level. You see Vontae Diggs there getting in, forcing the quarterback to cut the football up, and then getting the tackle.
See what kind of pass they come up with here. DeAndre Johnson so far 7 out of 12 for 113 yards. Most of those yards came in the 2nd quarter on a 62-yard touchdown. Good pocket, touch pass, too much. 3 and out produced by the Breakers defense.
It's great defense by this Breakers defense. Really not a place for DeAndre Johnson to put the ball anywhere. especially on that straight drop back attempt. Breakers getting an opportunity to get the field position, to flip the field position battle by getting this defensive stop. Let's see what they can do with the football.
Cover you?
Yeah. Brock Miller 3 yards deep in his own end zone, punting to Jerry Elder, comes up to get it. Crosses the 50 and is hit low right there, cut down to the 49-yard line. Trayvon Askew Henry, and a penalty marker comes in after that big hit.
It's a great hit by Askew Henry right there.
Former New England Patriot there, great special teams play.
This penalty is.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team, number 8. That play is under review.
Okay, I can see the possible penalty right there. I don't know. It might have been a trip up too. But again,
see what John DeFilippo dials up early in the fourth quarter, all tied at 17.
it looks like the referees are picking up the penalty right there. They deem the New Jersey Generals blocker pulled the defender into him and forced the contact. It looked like the referees got it right.
It was initially called a 15-yard penalty against
somebody's already called
against New Orleans, and they wave it off. So the Breakers start exactly 50 yards away. 13 minutes left, all tied at 17. Wes Hill's hesitation got him an extra 7 yards. Check in with Mike Pereira in Los Angeles in the Rocket Mortgage Replay Center. Mike, what exactly did you see there?
You know, I just felt, although it was late, you know, the New Jersey player kind of, they were hand fighting going down the field, and there was a little pull at the end, which caused a collision between the two teammates from New Orleans. I just didn't see enough to have it be a personal foul, so we went ahead and picked it up.
Mike, good to see you and talk to you. It's been the whole game. Usually happens before this. Quick out, take advantage of that soft corner. Lee Morris hauls it in, and that moves the chains. First down, New Orleans.
I think Mike Pereira is becoming a player favorite, you know, picking up personal foul penalties like that. But again, Pierre put out a video to us earlier this week. We knew that the personal foul and taunting penalties would be something of emphasis this week.
Since the first half of game one, McLeod Bethel-Thompson has been over 70%, and he's right at that mark today, 22 out of 31. Wes Hills shakes one tackle, but can't get outside. Does get to the 37-yard line. Colin Hill, outside linebacker, no gain.
Yeah, it's a good job by the New Jersey Generals defense. Colin Hill setting the edge. You see Shalom Luani flying there, forcing the back to bounce the football. And this New Jersey Generals defense, they've just been all over the place today.
Sage Surratt has been the top receiver for New Orleans so far. No surprise, #1 receiver in the USFL. He's lined up as a tight end to the left. Looking right. Going down to get it at the 23-yard line is Jay Adams. Well, they see that soft corner, Mike Rob. They're not afraid to throw underneath it today. They do again for a first down. Gain of 13.
You have to take what the defense gives you. Again, this New Jersey Generals defense, they're not giving up the big play. They're not allowing the explosive play today. So McLeod Bethel-Thompson and this New Orleans Breakers offense, they just got to take what's there. You never go broke taking a profit.
We're good. Breakers are 3-0, but they've, in the second half of every single game, have either had to break a tie or come from behind to get those wins. Very comfortable in this spot. Wes Hill's up to the 20-yard line. He's now over 100 yards combined rushing and receiving for the day.
There's that big immovable object, Toby Johnson, right there, right in the middle of that tackle. Oftentimes, if you see a pile in the middle of the offense, Toby Johnson has something to do with it. You see him right here. He's right over the center right there. And when you have a guy and have pressure over the center, it forces smaller run lanes. You see him get his hands right there on Wes Hill's ankles and allows his guys to come to the party.
Hills was split out to the right, now joins Bethel-Thompson in the backfield. Good pocket, slings, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Lee Morris. Sometimes, Mike, Rob, you know this, you just get a little too much on that quick slant. It's too hot for you guy to bring it in.
Yeah, and it's really because the guy can't see it. It comes out the quarterback's hand so hot. And again, I know if Lee Morris, I know he wishes he had that one back, because if he catches that, runs a route on Colin Hill, the linebacker, he catches that, he may walk into the end zone.
Great point, though, Mike, Rob. A lot of times those guys can't see it.
Exactly, man, because the ball comes out a little too high.
Big third down. They need 5 for the first. Bethel Thompson steps up, keeps it himself, gets the first. Goes into that late slide to the 12-yard line just after he crossed the 15. First time we've seen him do that today.
It is the first time we've seen MBT kind of move around right here. But again, it was great coverage downfield. There was really no place to go with the football. And look at these pass rushers from the New Jersey Generals just getting after it. He gets the first down and gets down safely. Don't take the hit. You're the most important piece to this New Orleans Breakers offense. Live to fight another day.
Quite a slide there.
Yeah.
It's punctuating that run. Now from under center to Wes Hills. Hesitation and not much room to go. Does get down to the 11-yard line.
Hoffman right there on the tackle. Again, this Breakers offense is just trying to wear this New Jersey Generals defense down, leaning on them a little bit in the run game. But all of these runs, just be careful. There may be a play-action pass coming up here pretty soon.
Wes Hills, 21 carries today. The last 3 games, Mike Robbie's carried it 73 times.
Wow.
This time to the air. Floats it. Another drop there. This one from Sage Surratt. And that'll bring up third down 8.
Sage Surratt is hitting himself right now. Had a little drag route. And again, just going to go across the formation right there and be an outlet for McLeod Bethel Thompson. He catches this. If he doesn't score, he definitely gets the first down. I know Sage wishes he has that pass back.
You know Bethel Thompson wants that one back, too, because he could have brought that down a couple feet and made it easier. All tied at 17, third down 8. 4-man rush. Near side, Wes Hills with the catch, goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line. And DeJuan Hines, outside linebacker, was tracking him. And he did not get enough, so the field goal unit comes out after he picks up 4.
That's a beast play right here by DeJuan Hines as he just sprints to the flat to cover Wes Hills. But he has to go through some traffic, right? That's like a pick play. He gets through the traffic and makes the short tackle. This is a difficult guy to tackle in space, talking about Wes Hills. It's a good play by this Generals defense.
Matt Coughlin from 25 yards out. He is 8 for 8 on the season. And no issues there. Combination of the run and the pass leads to 3 points here in Canton. 7:06 left. New Orleans back on top by 3. Oh, we've got a great 7:06 coming up. Mike Riley, head coach of the Generals on the right, USFL coach of the year last year. John DeFilippo, first-time head coach. His team just kicked a field goal to go up 2017. Mike Riley has been in this spot before when his team won the North last year. And they'll get the ball here with plenty of time to operate on the ground or through the air. That's Trey Elston avoiding all kinds of tackles and gets out across the 40-yard line. Good return there at the finish. This is week 4 of the USFL season. Upcoming games tonight on FS1, Birmingham and Pittsburgh. Birmingham, the best team in the league last year, and one of the very best again this year. And then next week, here's what we have coming up. It starts out on USA, then goes to Fox, and then on Sunday, a combo of NBC and Fox as well. All right, thinking of Birmingham, this is amazing. This actually happened last week. That's Stanley the Stallion. Who do you like to win the Derby?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
He drew that up last week, and Mage went on to win yesterday. Incredible.
Wow.
I hope he kind of did more than just write it down.
I know, right?
He did something with that. Darius Victor across the 40 and fights his way out to the 42. Picks up 1 yard. So plenty of time to be patient for the Generals here. #1 rushing attack in the USFL. And we saw New Orleans go back and forth between the run and the pass and the drive that just put them up by 3. They have two of the top 3 running backs in the league last year in Williams and Victor. And they have DeAndre Johnson, who has been efficient through the air so far.
Yes, he has been efficient. He has used his legs some. But again, when you put that on tape and put it out there, that the quarterback is going to run, it puts more space into the offense.
Good job stepping up, but cannot escape the pressure. Sacked at the 38-yard line. Vontae Diggs, linebacker blitz, gets him.
This Breakers defense, they got a little something about him. You see Vontae Diggs here up on the edge right there, and he just unblocked and gets into the backfield and makes the tackle on DeAndre Johnson. This New Jersey General's offense, they may want to block one of the top linebackers for the New Orleans Breakers.
Yeah, third down has not been their friend so far today, Mike Rob. They're just 1 out of 7. And this counts as a tough one here. 3rd down and 12. 4-man rush. Johnson steps up. Wants it all down the right side. Too much. Way out of bounds. Landed about 7 yards out of bounds to Cam Eccles-Looper. Penalty marker lying on the 30-yard line, though.
I can't believe they called a holding.
Looks like we got a penalty.
There is no foul on the play. Result of the play is an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
It's great coverage by the New Orleans Breakers defense right here. Again, just a go route on the outside. Actually, that's Cam Eccles-Looper that does the go route. But Neville Clark does a great job of staying on top, not giving up the explosive play. DeAndre Johnson looks a little frustrated. And again, we've been talking to Coach Riley about this offense. Without a KaVontae Turpin on the offense, there's not a lot of speed on the outside.
Jerry Elder, fair punt inside his own 10-yard line. A little over 5 minutes left. Breakers have the ball and a 3-point lead. These two offenses in New Orleans and New Jersey go about it in different ways. The Breakers can lean on the run when they want to, but it's all about McLeod Bethel-Thompson. And as you can see, thrown it more than 2.5 times more often than DeAndre Johnson. More than double the production through the air as well. And we'll see if they lean on the run here now with a 3-point lead. They get out to the 7-yard line as we approach the 5-minute mark. And they have the extra benefit, not only of McLeod Bethel-Thompson at 34 years old, leading the USFL in passing, but the top rusher in the USFL as well, in Wes Hills, standing right next to him.
Yeah, and Wes Hills, I mean, this guy, when he gets his shoulders going downhill, he's very tough to tackle, very tough to stop. But when they're running the football like this, you have to have all 11 defenders involved defending the run, and it sets up some nice play action opportunities.
Quick hitter, left side, 1st down. D. Anderson stays in bounds, tiptoed the sidelines after catching the quick out. And the chains move for New Orleans.
D. Anderson, that's a big guy, 6'6", 220 pounds. Just takes a flat route, right? Turns the football up and does work with it. Stays in bounds, always right there close to the edge, and runs over defender in the process.
1st down and 10. Sage Surratt tight end, fullback to tight end. Left side for Hills. And they will sign up for that with a 3-point lead. Now inside of 4 minutes. They'll take 4 or 5 yards each time.
Yeah, and this is going to be a huge test for this Breakers offense, right? They're not that big up front, and so when they run the football, they're doing a lot of outside zone, a lot of misdirection, a lot of things like that. And so now with them being in like a 4-minute offense mode, we're going to see really how they can take this offensive line, take this run game, and push people around when they want to hold on to the football.
Just saw that graphic. New Orleans possessing the ball for more than 35 minutes in this game. Back to that in a moment. Another quick hitter to the left side, and that's Wes Hills, and that's another Breakers 1st down.
I love McLeod Bethel-Thompson. I mean, being a former running back, right? Usually when you line a running back outside wide, we're just there for, just for show. A lot of times quarterbacks don't always throw us the football. You get McLeod Bethel-Thompson, he has a back outside. They don't cover him, hikes the ball fast, and he throws it right to him. And then Wes Hills catches the football and delivers some punishment as he goes out of bounds.
Wes Hill's not producing on the ground the way he has last couple of weeks. 23 carries, 69 yards. But he has 6 catches, over 100 total yards. Bethel Thompson keeps it himself, wisely gets down to the 35-yard line. And the clock continues to tick. Now it stops. Timeout call.
I know Wes Hills is a little upset right there. He probably would have got the ball again on the flat route.
Their second.
He tripped over his
30
left
seconds.
tackle.
Please reset the game clock to 2:48.
Hey, yeah. Okay. Hey, we're gonna go 38 force here out of gun. 38 force. Hey, hop to gun, deep right, F right, 38 force. Hop to gun, deep right, F right, 38 force.
Look at that time of possession. Breakers in complete control by more than 16 minutes. They've won that stat battle, Mike Robb, in each of the 4 games so far. And John DeFilippo told us during the week, that's why I love the fact that we're running the ball, because we're controlling the clock each game.
Absolutely. 38 force. This is a run to the right behind 13. Sage Surratt.
Look at that hole. Wes Hills hits it. At top speed, Mike Robb.
Yes, sir. In the middle of the field, just parted like the seas. Again, this ball wants to go outside, right? And the defense knows that, so all the flow happens, and then the ball just cuts right down the middle of this New Jersey Generals defense. There it is.
Wow.
Look at that, wide open. Mack truck could have been driven through there. This offensive line has done a good job of getting up to the second level and providing lanes for Wes Hill to run through.
I see that gap right there, and as you said, a Mack truck could go through it. Jim Turner, offensive line coach for the Breakers, his name came up with the players we talked to for New Orleans this week. He was praised by John DeFilippo. Spent time in the NFL, most recently a couple of seasons with the Cincinnati Bengals. But John DeFilippo, he's a new head coach, but keep in mind he kept 2 very important characters on the coaching staff. He maintained defensive coordinator John Tenuta, and he maintained Jim Turner as the offensive line coach.
You have to have that continuity. That's how the players believe in the system. They understand that the organization is making moves to better the entire team. It's pretty cool to see.
Anthony Jones now to tail back as Wes Hills gets a rest, but the Breakers offense continues to pile up good yardage. Luwani, the safety, makes the stop. Gain of 7.
Again, this is the 4-minute style of offense for the Breakers. And this is just these big guys up front. Paul Adams and guys just leaning on people and creating explosive opportunities in the run game.
Breakers retreat to their sideline. They'll let the seconds tick down to the 2-minute warning. We're in Canton. New Orleans looking to remain unbeaten. They lead by 3 with 2 minutes left. Mike Riley on the right, the New Jersey head coach for the 2nd consecutive year. His team is close, but the most important visual, you don't see a timeout there for the Generals. If they don't come up with a stop, they won't get the ball back. Wes Hills to the 42-yard line now. The all-important 3rd down coming up after he gets 2 yards.
Yeah, you see the Breakers offense go back to that force play where you're putting big people on your safeties. You're putting an extra tight end in the game, and you're getting that lead blocker up on your safety and just allowing Wes Hills, that running back, to decide where he wants to go.
Well, here comes best against best here, Mike, because you have the #1 running back in Wes Hills, and the #1 part of the top defense in the league for New Jersey is that defensive front. Hills wrapped up in the backfield. He won't get there. 2 yards short. Again, New Jersey cannot stop the clock. No timeouts left. But 4th down and 2 is up next.
Mata Afa, man, I love it. Another inside move. That time he was at the 3 technique. Another inside move. This guy's a penetrator. He's a guy that's a constant disruptor and an explosive force in that New Jersey Generals front.
Well, 10 seconds left on the play clock. They'll get this down, the game clock down at 40 seconds.
Timeout, timeout.
New Orleans, they're first.
Hey,
30 seconds.
Hit him deep, baby. Hit him deep, deep. Let's go.
Don't wait
Saw Mike Riley and DeAndre Johnson there talking about their plan on the general sideline. John DeFilippo will punt it away.
Yeah, play the field position battle. Yes, the New Jersey Generals offense has had a few explosive plays, but to me it hadn't been consistent enough. Wouldn't go for it here. You punt them deep, make them go 90+ yards to see if they can tie the game up or win the football game.
See if Christian Tutt, who will return, he's walking back now inside the 15, can give him a little head start. With a good return, Bethel Thompson retreats to the sideline, 26 out of 37 for 280. And he'll watch his defense go to work.
Defensive stay for the Generals. I used to be on punt team. I used to hate when the defense stayed, man. They rushed.
Matthew White, no rush. High end-over-end punts. And a fair catch called for on the 8-yard line. No timeouts left for New Jersey. So they have an accurate field goal kicker in Nick Skiba. I talked to their general manager, though, for the Generals this week. He said 51-52 is about the top of what he can do. So they'll need to get down to about the 34, 35-yard line. And a long way to go here with no timeouts.
Yeah, run-heavy team, usually no timeouts. 36 seconds. Not the ideal situation if you're the quarterback, but you do have a chance.
And quarterback is DeAndre Johnson. He starts this drive 7 out of 14. Steps up, in trouble, sacked. Got to get right back on the ball. Clock ticking now inside of 28 seconds. It's the one thing he couldn't do there, Mike Ryan.
Yeah, you cannot have a sack in this situation because now you have to wait for all of the receivers and everybody to get back, and that just takes more time off the clock.
Clock down to 13 seconds from his own end zone. Lets one go down the right side. Nearly intercepted, but knocked away. Clock stops with 6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that pass, you can even see the receivers. They weren't running fast down the field.
Defense, number 23, 5-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
Hail Mary situation.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Penalty on the play, automatic first down for the Generals offense.
I thought it was
another
holding.
Opportunity to see if they can get some explosives.
On us? XV, Hail Mary XV. Hail Mary XV.
Hail Mary XV on one, ready?
Call speaks for itself.
Yes. It's probably only one call you can have in this situation.
Time for one last play. New Orleans has its deepest defensive back at midfield. Bobbled snap. Johnson got to get rid of it. And he won't escape the grasp. Ball comes out. But Johnson was down, and the clock is at zeros. New Orleans remains the only unbeaten team in the USFL. They move to 4-0 with a 2017 victory.
Good job, baby. Good job.
Time now for today's player of the game, brought to you by Simply Spiked. And we go to the ground and through the air. The running back, Wes Hills, top running back in the USFL, Mike Robb. Caught the ball, ran the ball for 145 yards.
145 total yards. He was excellent in protection. He did everything right. And Paul, he ran with a little bit of swag and provided some energy to this Breakers offense. This guy is what's leading this offense right now. Great job, Wes Hills.
Over 30 touches. Woo. Wes Hills hugs after being named player of the game. The Breakers leave Canton with a 2017 win. They remain unbeaten. Coming up next on NBC, it's your local news for Mike Robinson, Corey Robinson, our entire crew. I'm Paul Burmeister. So long from Canton, Ohio, where the Breakers win 20-17. That record remains perfect.